Hi guys, good morning. It is May 3rd, 2025, and I wanted to make this video with you all. So before I start the video, I need to show you the yarn that I'm about to be using next because I need to use it to prop up my phone. So let me show you that. So what I did was I got this one. This is going to be a poncho that I'm going to be making. And this one is the color called Watermelon. Walmart or Amazon has it. They're 3 packs. There's 3 to a pack is how they sell it. But it's the Red Heart Granny Square. And like I said, there's 7 to a or 7. There's 3 to a pack. But yeah, I absolutely love this one. I've got 3, 2, 2. I have 2 of these, and I think 3 will do just fine. I might have to get to another one. I will probably be getting more of this yarn because it's so pretty. I just love it. These are Christmas gifts is what I'm doing. So let me pop you up even higher. Hold on. Okay, maybe that's better. Okay, so what's happening is I'm going to be talking about some stuff that literally just happened this week and this week alone. So, oh no! I think the 2 packages together is a little bit hard. So I have you kind of like the crevice between 2 yards. It is what it is. But so I need to work on my mom's poncho. And if I start that one, I'm going to pause the video, get it started that way. It's not going to be as long as this one, but just so that I don't have to like count numbers, make sure I got it. I could just go. Does that make sense? So this is my mom's poncho. It's not long enough, as you guys can tell. So I'm working on it. And I made the hood previously to making this poncho because I was going to make a different type of poncho. But I wasn't wanting to do that anymore, so I made the poncho. I had the 2 panels, which worked out, and then I started making the poncho, attached the hood, and now I'm working on the poncho. And this is what I have left of this purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this purple and then add, sorry guys, let me get one out. I bought 2 of these packs. It came 4 to a pack, but I might add another one of these. And then I've got a different type of color purple that I might do the border with. I have no idea. I'm just going with the length, and I'm not trying to change colors like I was. So anyways, there's that. And then somewhere in the bag of mysteries, in the deep bag of mysteries, I am working on this one. I gave up on it last night, but I guess I will stick it through. I started a reversible shawl, and I don't know if it's because I use light colors or because I haven't seen the vision all the way through on it, but here's my thing. I am going to finish it, and then when I finish it, I will just see, and then if I like it, I will probably just do darker colors to make it reversible. So ideally what it is it's in this way, and then you can flip it, but I was originally going to do blue and then pink, and there's a reason behind that. But then I was like, if that's reversible, I want to have the girl colors on one side, boys colors on the other, because literally here, in 21 days, I don't know if it's my sister's doing a baby shower or she's doing a gender reveal, because she don't even know the gender of the baby yet, which is fine, but she's wanting to know the gender of the baby, not wait till birth. Anyways, so I was making this for her gender reveal because, boy, girl, I thought that was kind of cool. And then it would just be a memory of, besides the baby, it was going to be a memory of the year, I just thought that'd be kind of cool. So anyways, that's that project. I'm just going to stick it through. I'm going to do the blues and the purples, and then the pinks and purples, blues, yellows, and greens, and just see it through. I don't know. It could be reversible. It could look the same both ways. Like I said. So anyways, let me get my hook on here, and I will get started talking to you guys. Okay, so I'm just going to be working on this on my lap. And talking to you guys while looking down. So currently right now it is 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. I got to sleep in. The kids went with my mom for the night, Saturday, and because she was just off, and she's gonna take my mom. She's gonna take my mom. My mom is taking my daughter to get her hair done today, which is awesome because my daughter loves getting her hair done, and I do too. For her, but anyways, so they're with them. Daniel had to work, so I got to sleep in the day. Pippin didn't wake me up before the butt crack of dawn. So we basically just slept in. Now, with that being said, let me explain something. So this started kind of all over the place, but this week. Um, so my oldest, and I'm not gonna put everything out there, but I'm just gonna hit on a few key points. He's 11. He'll be 12 soon, and ooh, I split the yarn. So he's 11. He'll be 12 soon, and he wasn't developmentally behind and like walking and eating and just he met all the milestones, and he actually met them pretty quickly. The one that he was slow on was like talking thoroughly without a problem. And the reason that was because he was tongue tied. If you don't know what that is, it's basically your tongue grows extra skin. And he was born tongue tied. And nobody caught on to it until he was like 4 months old. So when he was right around a little bit before 4 months old, because when he was 4 months old, had to take him to go get it just clipped so he can eat and drink properly, which it did delay him on speaking. Well, we also know genetically, which, like I said, I'm not putting all that out there, but there's a lot of mental disorders from his biological dad alone. And we were seeing a lot of the same problems. And he was smart, he was meeting all the milestones, he was reading above his age level, he was doing fantastic in school. We had majority of it was behavior issues. Temper tantrums, outbursts, not sleeping at night. I'm talking about like not sleeping at night since birth. Like I'm talking about like staying up all night. Like he did sleep as an infant, but as he got to about like a toddler, I am talking about like absolute zero sleep, none. But anyway, so I was advocating to get him help. I've been advocating to get him the assistant that he needs. I actually, when he was in kindergarten, I I went in to the school and I was speaking to the school's therapist, and she was just explaining to me the programs that they have and the counselors that come in from outside. And yeah, we advised that it was a good idea. Well, I've been advocating that the way that he works, like the temper tantrums, the meltdowns, the anger issues, the control, um, all of it, like something wasn't right. Like there was things that didn't make sense. And but at the same time we couldn't explain it because he just I'm trying to like I'm trying not to say what exactly it is until I get to this point, but basically we're like ODD, ADHD, because that's genetically down the family line on their dad's side. And just we were trying to figure it out, but because he was little, um, they didn't want to diagnose him with anything. They didn't want to do anything. Well, it took multiple times, people getting hurt, times running away, and he's still seeing therapists at that time, like continuously seeing a therapist. And we've even switched therapists, but because some just didn't work out for him. Anyways, I mean, like the kid wet the bed until he was 10, right? And once when we put him in pull-ups at night, he stopped. So we just thought, well, okay, maybe it's a optional defiance thing. Like he doesn't want to feel embarrassed. He was doing like we don't know. It wasn't the fact that he wasn't given enough love, enough attention, nothing of anything. But anyways, once when he got old enough, after having these angry outbursts, acting out in school, doing things, and just being himself. He got suspended, and then there was an incident. Like I said, I don't that this is his story. I'm just very briefly speaking about it because if one day he wants to talk about it, he can. But anyways, so he was medicated and everything, and I took him to a behavioral place because that's what the treatment plan was. The next time he tried to hurt somebody or himself, that's where he was going now that he was old enough. He went there. They diagnosed him with mood swings, bipolar, and something else, and they put him on mood stabilizers, which honestly, swear on everything, it's been working fantastically. He even says he doesn't feel angry as much. He doesn't feel like he's constantly like, and then and he can actually process things and communicate to people without getting as angry as much. So it's definitely working. Um, and there was like other things going on too, where just like following simple rules and tasks, he would struggle with it, and we were told like that's the ADHD side. And just that's just what we were told, and it's just okay. So I'm going based upon what happened with us, and I kind of always thought there was just something more, something not right, something didn't make sense. And it was frustrating and overstimulating in this house because it's like, stop! Especially when we got two of them doing it. Well, after he went to this behavioral place, we were referred to a counselor. And we started going there, and he kind of knew what it was immediately based upon like track records, how like Sons was saying how he acted, just all kinds of different things. And he did I mean, like, this was 4 weeks long. He did a bunch of IQ tests. He did a bunch of different filling out information, getting like history patterns repeated, checking different parts of the brain. And come to find out, my oldest has autism. He has high functioning autism, so you wouldn't think he has it, but he is autistic. And there's two ways that I took this definition because today's Saturday. This was literally Wednesday. And it wasn't a thing like, no, it can't be. Like, I could just, you kind of think, So, he's high functioning autism. He has really bad social skills, like processing information, retaining information, following directions, just not like processing emotions, things like that. Like your kid. So like it's not nothing new, but it's just like we knew this stuff, right? And we were told right now he is developmentally 3 years behind. So he is mentally an 8-year-old. But as time goes on, see, I took this two ways because he said it's not going to get any better, but I don't think he said it's going to get any worse. But then he said the medication that he's on for his mood stabilizers, he's just probably going to be on them for life, which is fine. But he was just saying that sometimes kids will go through their preteen years and their puberty, and then their brain will form, and they won't need the mood stabilizers. And sometimes in autistic people, they don't need it. But yeah, so there's that. So, but then again, when he's like 30, he could be mentally like 26 or 27. He could be 20 and be mentally like 16, 17. Does that make sense? So, yeah. But then again, like the other way that he was explaining it too was he could just go through his preteen years and have these be autistic and be completely fine as an adult where he is mentally the age that he needs to be. But right now, he's not. He's not. And it makes a lot of sense because the things that he was saying, I was like, that's definitely him. Like that's, you know, and we don't know what the future holds. We don't know what it's going to be like. But I think what he was doing was he was giving us two different scenario outcomes, because just to know what to be on the lookout for. He's going to need tutoring in school. He's going to need a 504, and um, still going to stay with the same therapist and then just go over it. And I think every 6 or 7 months he's going to redo the IQ test and things, just to see if he's improving, to see if he's staying the same. Really actually 100% work with him on it. So I got that diagnosis, and it's one of those things. I was like, makes sense. Autism is not a devastating state. It's just you don't want somebody to have something, like, but like, I'm not saying it in a bad way, but I'm trying to does it make sense? Like, as a mom and anybody in the world, like, you don't want to hear something for somebody, like, you always want, like, the good and everything. But like I said, autism is not a bad thing. I have a cousin, because of his dad's whole side, like, not the whole side, but because of his dad's side of the family, autism runs pretty high, and he is developmentally a toddler. And, well, years ago he was an infant. I don't know if he's still, like, infant mentality, but yeah. So I had that. And then, like, my little brother, we just found out 3 months ago, and nobody knows my dad's side of the family. It's always funny. It's like my dad's side, but nobody had autism in our family. So we don't know my dad's side of the family. We don't even know my dad's dad. But needless to say, my little brother has been diagnosed, and I'm not going into detail on that one because that's not my kid, that's my little brother. And now I'm wondering if it just so happened that it was a double whammy, But I don't know. But it does make sense on a lot of things. So there's that scenario. And then what also happened was this week, for the first time in a very long time, I've had a reactive hyperglycemic episode after eating. So what happened so many years ago, when I was pregnant with Aubrey, was like my first time to actually have an episode like this, and I'm pretty sure it happened at an appointment. I remember being in a hospital setting. I was pregnant with her, and I ate before going in. It wasn't nothing really unhealthy. It wasn't nothing high, like, it's just, I didn't eat the greatest, but at the same time, like, it wasn't nothing horrible. But I went in, and I just remember going into a hyperglycemic episode, and that was the first time I had it. And then I had one right around when she was 2. But then, and I probably had them since then, to be honest. I just don't remember them. And I don't remember them being as bad as what they were last night. Like, I can eat and be completely fine. I could eat and I could feel completely full. But 2 nights ago, I sat there and, sorry, I'm still sick. I'm battling seasonal allergies and just a head cold still. But, so 2 nights ago, I was eating a low-fat roast. And what we do is we get a meat that's not high and mostly fat, more money for your buck. And then when it cools down, we skim the fat off the top of it. And it wasn't pork, it was beef. I can't have pork. So I was like, I didn't have an issue with it the first night we had it, but the next night that I was able to eat it, and didn't go bad in the refrigerator, but I ate it. It was a roast. It might have been more like a stew. It was literally roast beef, like chucked roast, carrots. I'm just trying to think what was in it. Carrots, corn, potatoes, peas, mushrooms. I think there was green beans in it. It was just a smorgasbord of vegetables. We like to make a roast, and then we will randomly throw in vegetables. We'll throw in vegetables that we have and vegetables that sound good at that time. So not all the time is everything the same. Anyways, I ate it, and I was fine. And then about 10 minutes afterwards, I was sick to my stomach. I was nauseous. I was like so full. I had a lot of excessive like gas to where I was burping a lot. I felt like I was gonna vomit. I was lightheaded. I was dizzy. I couldn't sit straight. Like if I sat up, it was horrible. Um, there was a lot going on, but those were the most excessive ones, the most big ones. So what I did was I laid down, and we were gonna play Stardew Valley, the board game. Uh, Daniel, Mason, Aubrey, and myself. We were just gonna play it. It was gonna be a couple hours long, but we were gonna play it. We got set up. I actually started setting it up. I couldn't. I couldn't. I even went back in there when Daniel was finished setting it up for us, and I couldn't. I was gonna sit there. I couldn't. Um, about 20 minutes go by because I really kind of couldn't move. I got my blood sugar tester because I have a kit. Uh, in case of emergency, somebody's blood sugar crashes. Like my grandma, she is diabetic, but I got it, and my blood sugar was 27. It was 27, and then 48, and then at when it went to 48, I felt a slight bit better, but it went right back down because I just you could feel it. And I went in there and I got some of the sun brew tea that we made. I brewed it in the sun. It was black tea, regular tea, lemon ginger tea, like tea packet. This is what all it was, and then it had honey in it and a little bit of sugar. So I got that and I drank it, and within a couple of minutes, like immediately after I started drinking it, I started feeling better, and I got some more and I felt better. And then I ate crackers and I was fine. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense because I'm sitting here drinking a Coca-Cola cherry drink. I know, not healthy, but I'm drinking that, and I could drink those all day. I'm not saying I want to, but I could drink those all day and eat a balanced lifestyle and be fine. But then sometimes I can eat the same meal that I usually eat, and you know what? One day it just decides to react. And it's scary because you never know when it's going to happen. You don't know what is going to happen, how it's going to happen, where it's going to happen. And it's so scary because what if, for instance, I want to go out and do something by myself, Um, just go out and treat myself to a quiet time, eating in my car, having me time, unwinding. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. And then immediately not feel great. And then I have to find and get something sweet to drink or find a snack to, gobble down. And try not to go into a seizure or go unconscious in my car. You know what I'm saying? So that's scary. But like I said, it's been years where I've had one that was really bad. Oh, I was also shaking. I was shaking so bad. Honestly, I swear on everything. I was borderline about to have Daniel like take me to the hospital because I did not want to have a seizure. I did not want to go unconscious. So my plan was I was gonna drink something really sweet. And when I say sweet, like the tea was not sweet, but it was sweet enough. Does that make sense? But I did that because if that didn't work, I was gonna have him take me. Okay, so let's fast forward to the night before last. Because I'm pretty sure those were both. Yeah, they were. Okay. So Wednesday, we got Mason's autism diagnosis. We then got that hyperglycemic episode Wednesday night. Come to follow, my mom's friend, and I am not going to speak much on this either because not not my story. Does that make sense? And I don't want to put information out there like that. So basically, I don't know what happened. I really don't. My mom has this friend that his name is Brandon. If he definitely needs the prayers, let me tell you. Um, he's a homeless guy, but like not really. I mean, he is, but not really. Anyways, my mom became close friends with them, and they've been hanging out together, riding around together. My mom's just like keeping him off the streets. It's not like a pity thing. She's trying to take care of him. It's just like, if we're close and we're doing these things, just, hey, come with, that way you're not sitting there under a bridge getting your stuff stolen. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, great guy. Absolutely love him. I think my mom became friends with him last year, but it's sad because yesterday, so Thursday, not yesterday, but Thursday, I was asleep. I didn't get this message, but apparently while they were down at my mom's mom, my grandmother's house down in another county, my mom took these videos and she sent them because my great grandmother's had a stroke, which is my mom's grandma, and then my mom's mom had a stroke. And he just something wasn't right going on. And we could just tell. And everybody was like, get him to the hospital. And my mom's like, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was generally thinking. And she was like, I'm just in here documenting it so I can timestamp it, when they get there. She takes him over there. They said that he had 3 mini strokes, but he needed to get an MRI. But they released him that same night. Okay, so last night my mom grabs the kids and to all go hang out and everything. And my mom asked me if I could pick him up at this place. Nothing bad. It's like a senior living home, but he's there, but he doesn't have a home there, and he's not a senior, so technically he can't be there. Kind of thing. So I went to go pick him up. Daniel went with me, thank God. And he was coming out to the car. We're like, something's not right, because earlier that day I literally just seen him and he was completely fine. Like, it didn't even look like he had a stroke. Didn't have those strokes or anything. He was completely fine. So I pick him up, and it like took him a minute to comprehend what was going on. Like he knows my car, right? So it took him a little bit to comprehend, get the car, and then like trying to take his backpack off. And I was supposed to. My mom asked me to pick him up and take him to her friend's house because I think he was gonna babysit or do something there, which is totally fine. Like, he's a very well trusted man. Like, just things just happen, right, in life. But anyways, he gets him like Daniel's gonna get out and help him, but he ended up just having it at that moment. But it just took a minute, and Daniel was trying to get out to help him, and we just noticed something wasn't right. And I was even hesitant on taking him out to where he needed to go because you know the signs of a stroke. And I was talking to him, and I was trying to get him to see like how he was reacting, what was going on. I asked him if he's been drinking, and he was like, just a little bit. But he was like crying, and he was crying, but he couldn't get the tears out, kind of thing. And he was complaining of his left side, and he couldn't speak. He couldn't talk for real. He was stuttering so bad. So we took him back, or I immediately went right up to the hospital. He was saying he didn't want to go, but he went. And I don't know much information on him, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not my kid, he's not my grandma, he's not, you know, he's usually hanging out with my mom all the time. So he handed me the wallet and everything like that, and Daniel helped him walk up, and was talking to the woman, and the woman was able to got him a wheelchair, get him back. She was, I don't know, she was kind of rude. People have this mentality that if you're homeless and you've been drinking, like, you treat you like crap, especially if you're homeless. My uncle was an alcoholic, and he chose to be homeless. Not like he didn't have the option to be homeless. Like, he chose the homeless lifestyle. And it's just like, it's how they treat you, for real. But he didn't smell that bad. Swear on everything, he didn't smell that bad. She gets him in the wheelchair, and she's talking to her other attendees, and she's like, right in front of everybody in the waiting area, he goes, he reeks of alcohol, while pushing him back. Like, as if that's what's going on. Like, he's not an alcoholic that was brought in. He, like, literally, and they seen it, he could not move. That was at like 9 o'clock at night. Okay? 9 o'clock. I'm messaging my mom, telling her what's going on. I could not stay. Me and Daniel had to get back because he had to get up at 3 in the morning. And by the time we got back, it was like close to 10. But, anyways, I wanted to stay. I couldn't. I then find out this morning after, asking for prayers from everybody that my mom messaged me. And like I said, I didn't see anything. My phone basically goes on silent. Now, the way my phone's set up is it's silent unless I have you, like the hospital's calling me, um, certain people calling me, like my emergency contacts that need to get a hold of me. Then my phone will like ring. But other than that, it's like basically do not disturb mode. So, yeah. So I then found out like 45 minutes to an hour later, they released him. And the first hospital was like, he needs to get an MRI, basically follow up, do an MRI. It's like, why not do the MRI here? He's here. Do it. But yeah, she came out. She told us, she said that she'd take his backpack to him and that they're running a bunch of tests to figure out what's going on. But like right after we left, maybe like 30, 40 minutes later, he was dead asleep. Or he was released. Dead asleep. Daniel was dead asleep in bed. But yeah, it's just that thing. It's like, uh, honestly, I didn't know. I didn't know he got released. I would have went back and got him, but I would have took him to a different hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody doesn't have 3 strokes and another stroke and then release them. Like, keep them, man. He's got insurance. Figure it out. Like, they are people too. They are not, some of them are junkies, some of them are wanting looking for a handout, looking for a thing. And I will say that, like, it's just the way of life. It's how people are. It's how their addiction works. But he could not move, you know? It was 100% another stroke. And he's not all that old. I think he's like in his late 30s, early 40s. So I don't know what's going on, but that was scary. Guys, I just want to tell you, throughout this whole time, because this poncho was so big, and I was basically by the start line over here. Where did he go? Where did you go? Oh, I did start a new row. So basically, I was halfway through the one round, and I made it back to the start and make another row. So technically, I've made a row. But yeah, it's just that thing. It's scary because you genuinely don't know. And I know I'm not getting a pat on the back. I'm not saying this to like, look at me, pat me on the back, and take the glory from God. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, this is the week this happened. It was crazy. I do have to take Aubrey to go see this guy too because just the things that he was saying. Uh, and I'm talking about like high functioning. Low functioning kids can do the same thing as high functioning kids. High functioning kids can do the same things as low functioning kids, right? And average and stuff like that. But and just the things that he was saying, I was like, maybe that's ops. Maybe she's the same way because I have 2 8-year-olds at basically. I have 2 8-year-olds. One is going through puberty and hormone changes. I have that other 8-year-old that's going through like sassy attitudes and doesn't just grasp the concept of like things that are wrong. And both of them can see the wrong in everybody else and correct them, but not themselves. And you guys are like, well, they're kids, and yeah, I get that, but this is like a whole nother level. And then I got a 5-year-old who acts like a 5-year-old, which like he's not behind on anything. He's actually doing really good. It's just how the cookie crumbled, you know. But yeah, it is what it is. So there's a lot going on, a lot to process. But I kind of wanted to fill you guys in on what's been going on. today we were supposed to take a bunch of sheets. I had some that was left over that just needed another repurpose, and then I went to the thrift stores. Sorry, my nose it just. I went to the thrift stores and I bought some sheets that were nice looking, but at the same time, I did get some that could see better days. And I bought them to make a Amish knot rug. So today, before plans changed last night, we were supposed to cut. I was gonna let the kids do it. I was gonna let them cut the strips. So what you do is you take the sheets the long way, not the short way, but like the long way going along. And anyway, I was gonna have them cut them for me, and that way we can make the rug. I have the ribbon coming now. You can do the two strands of two sheet strands and use one for the base connector and the one for the knotting. But I then saw the same woman do one with a ribbon. So what I did was I got bright ribbon that's coming today or tomorrow. And what's going to happen with that is I'm going to use it as the baseline on the rug, because then I can have even more rug, like even more sheets to make a bigger rug. Does that make sense? And that way I can see it. So if I can see it, I can see what I'm doing, because I don't want to have to go through one sheet and then go through another sheet and be like, is this my like piece? This is the color I'm looking for? I just want to make it simple on me. That way I can get the pattern down, the routine down, the way it works. And then, go back to 100% the old way where they would use 2 sets of sheets. And then just keep going. Basically, 2 sheet threads. But yeah, that's that. What else do we got going on? School year's almost done. Mason had prom. He went. It was so great. Ow, my foot itches. I still cannot bend fully for my foot. I found out that's going to be about a year before I can do that. So maybe next January, by the time I can bend and put my shoe on, my sock on, get dressed without assistance, because usually it's about 6 months for someone that gets their hip replaced. Mine, it was my hip, a little bit of my femur, and my pelvic floor. So it's more to it, more screws, more healing, more, all that jazz. So just working with, that's why I don't sit straight on the bed anymore when I talk to you guys, because I'm sitting on my bed, trying to be comfortable with healing and things like that, while also creating content for you all. But yeah, I'm sitting on my bed sideways because I can have my legs out, but I can have them kind of down instead of like sitting up and having them kind of go down, almost like a chair position, but not really. As to being on the bed, sitting up, working on it, and then trying to have my legs straightened out where my calf muscles are stretching the whole time, because that's not comfortable at all. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I am going to take a moment. I fed Pippin, I let him out, and did all the duties of a pet. I am still in the process of where I'm starting to get back into the routine of cleaning around the house, because I've been healing from surgery. I'm 12 weeks post-surgery, guys. I did get my new shoes. I'm not going to wear them around the house unless I have to, but they're slip-ons and they have my new braces in it. So that will be another video in itself. I will probably record that Monday just so I can talk to you guys about it, because I am still breaking in my shoes. They were custom made for my feet through my brace doctor. Thank God I already had a brace doctor, and he gave me a different type of brace, and they've been helping. They've been helping a lot. So, not like my other ones wasn't. I got to the point with my hip and stuff, I couldn't. So I got these braces, and now I have 2 sets of braces that I can rotate between. If I need a full-on support, if I'm going and doing a bunch of things, or if I just need to do really light activities. And yes, like if I'm going to the zoo, if I'm going to a festival, I'm going to a wool festival, I'm going to a wool and fiber fest. Not the wool festival here in Kentucky that I absolutely love going to, but like an actual craft show of nothing but yarn. Going with my mom Mother's Day weekend. I'm so excited. Um, but yeah, so like if I'm doing big events, I need to wear my actual big braces. If I'm doing things around the house, if I'm like running kids' school, if I'm just going to like drive to an appointment, walk around the appointment, come back, wear my other ones, right? Does that make sense? But I will get to that point in a little bit. Next month we will be taking a road trip. There will be summer camp for the kids. All three of them get to go this year. That's fun. Summer camp for them. Appointments, in between appointment stuff. What else we got going on? I say appointments, I'm talking about like therapy and possibly tutoring and physicals and dentals and things like that. And then I have therapy that I have to go to. My sister's baby shower is coming up. I don't know if it's she says it's a baby shower, but she don't know the gender. I don't know. And the thing, like, I get it. You know, some people do baby showers and they don't know the gender yet, so you get gender neutral things. Like, cool. You know what I'm saying? Wait till the baby's born. But I thought she was going to do a gender reveal before the baby shower, so I don't know. I have no clue. I have no idea. Just knock them out at the same time, I guess. So that's coming up soon. My grandpa's 5-year death anniversary is coming up. 5 years since he went to be with Jesus. That's coming up next month. My Uncle Scott's 1-year anniversary of him passing away is coming up next month. So they're 4 days apart on the calendar. My uncle died. My grandpa died on the 12th. My uncle died on the 8th. So there's that, which is also the 8th is my little cousin's first birthday. So my little cousin was born a couple hours right before Scott passed away, or right after. I think it was right after. I can't remember. There was a lot going on that day. But like I had strep. Oh gosh, I literally had strep in June. But I had strep. I was not feeling the greatest. I also had kids. He was in ICU basically, and we found out the day before what was going on, and that he was completely brain dead and everything. And we knew that he wouldn't want to live in a life where people had to take care of him like that. And my grandmother did the most hardest decision she had to do, and that was pull the plug. And that's what she did. Like, he was 100,000% unresponsive. But that was sad. Yeah, so let's see. I talked about my braces. I'm trying to go in order of operations how the day went, even though I didn't talk in that order basically. But talked about my braces, my AFOs, talked about Mason's diagnosis, Brandon's strokes. Oh, guys, I love you. Brandon actually, no, not Brandon. My driveway has honeysuckles in them, and I love honeysuckles. I would pull the bottom out when I was little and lick the little it's not the pollen. Forget what it's called. But I would pull that out and I would lick them. Well, I then found out how that it is super easy to make honeysuckle tea. And basically what you do is you just take the honeysuckles. Now, I'm going to be brewing them, well, half of them. I'm going to be brewing them with actual tea like I did in the sun and doing it that way. But I'm also, the kids and I are also just wanting to make honeysuckle tea where you just put it in the water, you let it boil, and you drain it, right? You always drain the floating particles, you know what I'm saying, out of the water. But yeah, I want to try that. Apparently it's got like a lemony vanilla taste, and it's really sweet, but it's got a slight little bit of bitterness to it. I have so many in my driveway. I have a crap load. Like when I did that short, didn't even see all the ones up this way. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to get those. I might have my mom come with a ladder and help harvest them too, because my mom likes to do things like that. She likes to forage and harvest, and I want to get a random mushroom out of the woods that is not toxic. It does not send you on a mushroom trip, but you know, yeah, that'd be fun. I want to get as many as I can because I can then dry them out in a dehydrator and have them for this winter, and we can do that. I can use them to make us because like if they create like a sweetness to a tea, um, I prefer to do that, and they're really good for the brain. They're really good for to be anti-inflammatory, gut health, bone health. I think it's bone health. Just look up like honeysuckles and look up all the benefits to them. And I don't know if the benefits of eating them is completely different than tea wise, but the tea, just there's so many benefits. It helps with arthritis, it helps with joints, it helps with brain, and was it like helps with like insulin or something like that, and there's just so much. So that's what we were doing. We didn't get that many. We got like maybe 2 jars because it was starting to rain. Kids are getting tired and cranky and irritable, and had to get dinner started last night. Just there was a lot. So I don't know. Went to the park to go play, and before my mom came and got them. So it's just that thing. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So I don't know if I showed you this at the beginning, but this is what's left of the yarn. And I don't know. Let me see if I can find it. There's one corner, so the other corner has to be right here. Yeah, so I'm going to have enough to make it to here. And I will tie off and try it on and see if that's long enough, because I don't want to do another one of these, because I do want to do a scruffier bottom compared to like the super soft. Does that make sense? And I started with dark purple and I want to end it with dark purple. So I could get another skein of yarn. I could just use what I have. But yeah. Alright, I will see you guys next time. Thanks for crocheting with me, hanging out with me, listening to my crazy wild week. And everybody involved, prayers for Brandon, prayers. Just prayers, you guys. People need them. Just, they need them. They need them a lot. We all do. I love you guys. I will see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and give us a big thumbs up. I love you guys. Like I said, I need to weave in my end that I just found. I found this end that has to be weaved in. So I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.